very shortly. Okay, I left that running a little bit too long, but we are going to head on to the third game of the series, and it is going to be a good one. Let me actually just quickly start playing some music as well. But I am very much looking forward to this game. We're going back to New Moon Glaive. We're playing the maps completely out of order here. We've completely lost it. You know what? I'm going to blame Maggie for being drunk. He's ruined everything, you know? No, he hasn't really. He's been doing a lot of work and helping me out a lot. He's been getting a lot of the stats for me that I missed from the first few weeks, so a huge thanks to him. And he's been doing a really good job leading his team, as well as Fujikuda from SouL as well. So both really, really dependable leaders, both doing a really, really good job as well. So shout outs to both of them. Let's actually head on to the next game. Let's see who's going to be playing, and let's see if this is going to be our last game of the night. This could be kind of interesting if it is. So once again, thank you for tuning into the STPL. Hopefully you're enjoying what you're seeing so far. And of course we are here 3 days a week. I always point the wrong way. But yeah, 3 days a week. 2 days this week and 2 days next week as well. Just because of all the stuff that happened with SK over the past week or so. So I won't go into that too much. But for the purposes of the end of round 1, SK Alpha and Bravo have technically disbanded. I know 619 is going to try and bring back their players. Gonna try and still carry on with the tournament. Hopefully they don't have to step out. I would like to see more of the SKB players playing again. But of course, a lot of the SK Alpha players have moved on to other teams. So not really too much 619 could have done about that. There was a little bit of controversy there. You can check the locked thread on TL if you want to find out the details of that. But enough of that. Let's move on to this game. This is going to be the third game of the series between iRk and SouL. And let's see who's going to be playing it. It's going to be fighting for iRk. It's going to be iMbA as the Protoss. Doing a pretty good job so far. 2 for 1 at the moment. And his opponent going to be making his debut game for SouL. Been a member of SouL since the start though. It's going to be Babo. And I believe Babo is Peruvian. Maybe not. Maybe Chilean. I can't remember. I'm sure Fujikuda's probably going to hit me when he finds out that I got his place in the wrong place. So you know what, this is going to be a fun game, and they're going to be playing on, as I said before, Neo Moon Glaive, and that should be a lot of fun here. Now, 3-player map, obviously, it's going to be another PvC here. We saw one before, and it was an incredibly long, incredibly epic game. And this should be a pretty cool map to see. We've had a lot of CVPs so far. Zerg taking the edge now after the game Eriador did win against Praise. But still a very close map stats-wise so far. And let's actually head on over to the game. And let's get started. Okay, starting us off in the bottom left 7 o'clock position, we do have the purple Zerg. I know Lucky Noob somewhere, the spoiling person, is very, very happy with this. He loves purple Zerg, and it's going to be Babo. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right, going to be fighting for iRk. On match point here, it's going to be iMbA as the yellow Protoss. Okay, I do apologize for that small amount of break there. I was actually trying to take some water quickly before we got into the game. And I'm going to continue to do that as well. This could very well be our final game of this evening. Now, I did say before that there was a walkover in this series. Now, depending on the outcome of this game and the walkover, we could see an ace match here, though. Obviously, SouL are 2 games down at the moment. And this is going to be all or nothing for Babo. If iMbA wins this game, iRk will win overall. But if Babo does manage to pull this win out, he could take it to the ace match with the walkover victory. But let's see what's going to happen. We do have the Forge coming up. Going to be a Forge fast expand for our Protoss player. I'm going to be scouting out his Zerg opponent as well. I think he actually... Yeah, so he did scout into the main. He didn't pull away and check for the Overlord first. But this is a pretty nice scout timing for him. But going to be able to move in and block any possible hatchery attempts. But Babo being a little bit cheeky here, going for the 9 pool. Going to be going for the 12 hatchery off the back of this. Maybe even the 11 hatchery. Wants to get that down as soon as possible. Yeah, so that's going to be an 11 hatchery from him. Obviously this could very well be an overpool build. I'm always very confused about the actual names of the builds, but he did get that overlord after the pool, before the hatchery, so I think you'd class this as overpool. And that was Faust who went Evo before pool. You can see the clip on my stream still, there's 2 of them. And one of them is called Don't Do Drugs, was clipped by Foxhand, so thank you very much to him. And that clip has got quite a lot of views so far. So that was kind of funny. But, I mean, Babo going to be looking to do a good job here. He wants to prove himself to his SouL Overminds. Of course, SouL, one of the strongest teams in the league. Ultra and Dandy been putting on a very good show so far as the non-Koreans of the team. As well as... I'm even in SouL and I can't remember the name of all the players. SouL have got some 2v2 only players like Mario. And Babo, of course, was one of the best 2v2 players in the foreign scene for a very, very long time. So Babo very used to all these 2v2 maps, like Neo Moon Glaive. That's a little bit of a callback to a previous joke. But yeah, 2v2 on Moon Glaive, pretty fun. Of course, it is a 3-player map, so whatever. Let's actually see, we do have the gas coming up now for Babo. iMbA going to be scouting this, so going to be feeling pretty good about what he's seeing. And poor Avi, trolling people again. Avi is just a very mean person. Like, I remember him from 2009, and he was very mean in, like, CPL. And in the first, like, coach-pupil league that he was my coach in, he was incredibly mean. He's a very toxic individual, everyone. Just stay clear of Avilov, or Care Bear, as his other username is. And here we go, looks like iMbA still scouting around with this probe, going to be able to do a decent amount of work. Babo taking this third hatchery down in the 6 o'clock position as we saw. Can I turn up the game sounds? Trouble is I could do, but if I turn them up, people usually complain they're too loud, so... How are the game sounds for everyone? I know we're like in the final possible series of the day. Like, we're definitely in the final series. This could be the final game. Not too sure, but if the game sounds are okay, then that's okay with me. Of course, if you do have a problem with the game sounds and stuff, I'll check the VODs afterwards, see if I can work out what's actually going on with them. The weird thing is, and this has been a problem I've had with my PC for a very long time, like the game sounds and the music are so loud for me. And I've got to do this to get them to sound like that on stream. But oh my god, this is such a nicely placed zealot. Gonna be able to get a good number of zerglings. Gets 2, I believe. So, not the best of trades. Does only trade 100 minerals for 50. But another zealot is going to be able to get into the main while this is going on. And they're going to be able to take down at least one drone. Can he get another one? Looks like a nice drone drill going down. The trouble is, if I lower the volume of Brood War in Windows, you're not going to be able to hear it on the stream at all. So that's the issue. Like, all my game sounds and stuff are a lot quieter than they are for me. But another Zealot coming in, getting yet another drone, as you can see by the blood splatter there. So, pretty good work by iMbA, doing a lot of damage. Let's actually focus a little bit more on the game. Babo's doing a pretty good job right now. Once again, though, iMbA going to this back position here. Gonna get a semi-decent trade-off on that Zealot. Now, the 4th and 5th hatcheries are on the way. Of course, the first Corsair is out as well. Going to be taking down some of these Overlords. There's no anti-air yet for Babo in play, so as long as iMbA scouts this, he can stick around, kill a few more Overlords, but Scourge do build pretty quickly. And slowly but surely I'm losing my voice, but it's okay. I've been casting now for nearly 3 hours, so pretty cool. There's been a lot of people joining in, watching, so it's been a lot of fun to cast for you guys. And here we go, second. Oh, this could be big. He may lose his first Corsair. He needs to make sure he doesn't lose these. Pulls away at the last possible second. And that's going to be very, very important for him. But now, of course, Babo building a lot of blings. Going to be trying to move on. Putting some pressure on this wall. Going to find it a little bit more difficult. But it looks like the Corsairs will actually manage to pull back to the cannons here, which is going to be pretty good for him. Going to kill these first 2 Scourge. And the more the Corsair count is going to go up, the stronger it's going to be, the easier it's going to be to fly in, take out Overlords. I think it's about 6 Corsairs you need to one-shot a Scourge, but I can never be too sure. I think that maybe with +1. They do 5 damage, so if we can find a Scourge, I can find it out. I don't like doing math on stream. They've got 25 health, but I think because they heal that extra damage straight away, I think it is 6 without +1. I think it may be 4 with +1, but sorry, 5 with +1. But still, pretty good job for Babo. Don't do maths on stream, guys. Looks like we have some Overlords checking out the top left corner, just keeping them alive against everything. It looks like my camera got a little bit confused there, but here we go. Zealot's going to move back. Nearly said vultures. At least I didn't call them Germans this time. And we do actually have a cannon in at the main mineral line. We're going to probably have one. We have 3 in the main mineral line. Now, what has he seen? Oh, he's actually seen the muteless. Okay. I even missed the muteless there, so this is a pretty big surprise for me. Now, these muteless Babo. You know what? I think Babo's actually pretty well known for his muteless style in PvZ, or ZVP even. The last time I saw his ZVP was for a different tournament. It was for Clash for Char. And he went muteless there as well, so maybe this is just the way that Babo likes to play. He does play a lot of 2v2, so his muteless micro is pretty good. He's got a lot of practice with it. And you know what? Why not go the style you're comfortable with? You don't need to play a certain way. You always play your own styles. Best way to do it. You can learn a lot of stuff. And as we can see, we've got the 2 hatcheries here. 5 hatcheries currently for Babo. He should be adding on a 6th soon. I'm going to be adding it after the Hydralisk then, though. Hydralisk is very important to switch into now. If we do have Storm here, this could be a very bad place for the muteless to run into. Now, one thing I would like to point out, as you can see at this natural, there is a lot of air behind it. And at this natural, there's a lot of air as well. But behind the natural of iMbA, because it is rotationally symmetric, there's actually a little bit of a map imbalance here, like a positional imbalance, but you know what, that's not a problem, because it's Brood War, man. We deal with these things, but that's a lot of Scourge. Look how many Scourge are here. They're going to chase down these Corsairs the best they can. Really nice moving shot going down by Babo. From the muteless here, but really, really nicely done. And you know what, we should have some upgrades here. +1 armor is done, +1 carapace even for the muteless. But here we go, the muteless are flying into the main. He's got a lot of Scourge to soak these cannon shots. And oh my god, this is so many Scourge. How many Scourge are even here? I think this is 2 full control groups. Oh my god, this is going to be such a huge engagement. If we can get all the Corsairs, this could be an insane amount of damage for iRk iMbA to take. and all of the probes look like they're maybe going down. The Mulish can actually take out the tech as well. There's no anti-air left for iMbA. iMbA looks like he's going for the counterattack. There is actually a DT here. Now, where is the High Templar? Looks like he turned him into an Archon. And that's not really going to help here. He's going to lose his main Nexus, I think. But does he have enough units back at home to defend against this? There's a lot of +1 Zealots moving in. They're going to move in straight into the middle line, going around this wall here. Oh my god, the Archon doing a lot of damage to the Mulish. Babo is not looking at his Mulish. He's losing all of his Mulish. The Archon, such a huge amount of damage from that Archon there, and the Nexus survives. So if we see a lot of damage here from iMbA, he could turn the game on its head. Here we go, so many units, so many drones going down here for Babo. And the Zealots and the DT are in the main. There is no Overlord here whatsoever. Babo has a 4th base up in the 9 o'clock position. But is it going to really matter? He's going to lose all his tech. Going to lose everything here to the DT. I mean, if this spawning pool goes down, that's going to be a bit of tech that he can't really afford to lose. He should have built another spawning pool immediately, I would say. Is he going to add it to his 3rd base? And he got more and more Mutalisks. But you know what? Without an Overlord in the base, like, what are you going to do? Unfortunately, iMbA didn't know about this, so he actually sent a lot of his units back. And just give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, I had to mute my microphone for just a second, but here we go, the Mulish flying in to the Nexus. They're going to try and take down this cannon, going to try and take down the Archon, but they are taking a lot of damage, will not get the Nexus once again. And iMbA pushing back in with some army. Slowly but surely, as I've said many times before, my voice gets more and more nasally as the cast goes on, and it's happened again, so I don't know what causes it. Like, I wish I knew the scientific reason. But you know what, here we go, we have iMbA with a lot of units out on the middle of the map. There's 2 Archons, which are going to make it very, very difficult for Babo to engage this. Now, when there's some Storm here as well, that could be pretty big. But an Overlord going to move in, going to go down to the Cannons and the Observer. But we do now have 4 mining bases for Babo. Looks like Babo is focusing a lot on his Mulish micro. He's neglecting his macro just a little bit. Just wanting to make sure he can get as much... basically as much value out of his Mulish as he can. And now we're actually heading up to 20 to 11 at night for me. I know there's my friends in Europe all in the chat there, or at nearly midnight. So thanks for staying tuned in. Hopefully you're enjoying the STPL game so far. iRk are in a position here where they could finally take a series off of SouL. SouL could be the first team to... iRk could be the first team to beat SouL. And the reason why that's a big deal, guys, is iRk beat White as well. So iRk are a very, very strong team, very strong with teamwork. But here we go, Babo moving back in. It looks like he's diving on the Nexus again. There's no Archons to defend, and he is going to lose his main Nexus here. He's lost a lot of probes, but this is going to be a big counterattack, as you can see from iMbA coming in. There's not that many units back here to defend. There's a lot of units over here at the natural, but they need to move over very, very quickly. It's going to be a base for a base here, but the Templar tech is going down as well. This is such an important pickoff. There's 3 hatcheries here, which are going to soak a lot of damage, and this is a lot of units here coming in for Babo to defend this. iMbA is relying a lot on this army. A huge Archon shot actually going down on a lot of the Mulish there, but Mulish actually pretty healthy apart from this one. But a lot of the drones going to go down on the 3rd base. More and more units flooding in to the natural. Looks like iMbA trying to use this multitasking to try and win this. Oh my god, Archon, please shoot the Mulish. It's so close, but no, it misses it. He was trying to focus on too many things at once right now. He's not scouted the 4th base for iMbA over at the 9, but he does, or for Babo over at the 9, but he does have this 2 o'clock base, so he's going to be feeling pretty good. And the Mulish flying back in. There's no main Nexus, so he's not mining off of his main anymore. There is no Archons, no Templar going to be able to be built, and this could be just too much from Babo, but iMbA is doing a very good job trying to hold on. We have another Templar Archon being added on. There's 2 Storms here. Could be 3 if he got the energy upgrade, but he didn't, so unfortunate for him. But even the Cybernetic Sword is going down before range is done. iMbA going for the counter all in here. He knows he's going to lose his main if he's not careful. Gonna try and hold on with the Dragoons to come out. He's doing a lot of damage, but these hatcheries stay alive. And this is just too much damage for iMbA to be taking. He's only on +1 attack. 0-0 for the Zerg, but Babo just has way too many units. And I mean, just look at how much damage these Mutas have done. They're going to get some gateways here as well. There's been no additional Corsairs added on either. And poor iMbA is in an awful, awful position. And iMbA is going to be very low on money soon. His natural is about to be mined out. Mutalist's going to start trying to micro down some of these probes. And by the time I mean a lot here. And this is just such a terrible position for iMbA to be in. He's going to try and hold on. He is now almost even in supply with the Zerg player, where he has lost so many probes and things like that. He still does not have a main nexus, does not have an extra base, and this is going to be the death knell push for iMbA. He's going to try and break this third base, but there are just so many Hydras here. They don't have any upgrades, but it doesn't matter. Just look at how much damage is going to come down here from the Hydralisk. The Zealots trying to get behind the Hydras, but not really going to be able to do it. Saying that, they're pushing through. The Zealots doing so much damage against the Hydralisk. No micro coming in for Babo, and this is a much better engagement for iMbA than I thought it would be. But now Babo has taken the supply lead. iMbA cannot build any anti-air right now, and iMbA is once again pushed back from the third base here, and gonna lose his meager army once again. Now, do we actually have any Templar or any Archons going down? It doesn't look like he's going to be able to do too much. We have one Templar coming out immediately, but this, oh my god, he's going to lose his pylons as well. There is absolutely nothing he can do here. He's going to slowly die. He's losing his main base. One of his gateways is unpowered, and his other one is going to be close. Oh my god, a huge storm! That is the kind of move he needs to make to try and come back in the game. Really, really nicely done. But can he get another storm? Looks like he's trying to get an Archon. He's going to try and move in and build some cannons in his main, I would imagine. But I mean, Babo has taken a 5th base. He's mining off of 4 bases even now. And iMbA is only mining off of here. He's going to try and take the 1 o'clock base here. Going to be a good move by him. And eventually, if he holds on, he may be able to pull back in this game. He's adding on his 4th base. Or his main nexus, I guess. No 4th base yet, but more and more Mutalists just flooding around the map, just trying to find what they can, trying to see if he can get any damage. And Babo has still neglected upgrades. Looks like he's finally getting up 1-1, but that is incredibly late in the game, with nearly 20 minutes into the game. And doesn't even have any upgrades. 2 attack is done for iMbA, so that's going to be very important for him. And iMbA's going to lose this probe. Of course, Babo's going to know he was trying to take that base as well. But how much anti-air is that at this base? Looks like he's got a decent amount of cannons. Is this going to be enough to hold on, though, to this many Mutalists? They do have +1 carapace. And I mean, 20 damage is quite a lot, but with good micro, Babo could actually take down at least his gas. And without gas, how on earth is iMbA going to be building any Templar? How is he going to be building any Archons? And this is a really, really nice Mutalist micro here by Babo, barely taking any damage on the Mutalist here. And we're up to 124 viewers, guys. Welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying the STPL so far. And we are on the 3rd game between iMbA versus SouL. And I mean, this has been a pretty exciting game so far. We are near Moon Glaive. And let's see what iMbA is going to do. iMbA's got some of his units out here in the front. They're going to take a lot of damage to the Mutalist before they can get home. But once again, iMbA is in a position where he doesn't actually have that much anti-air. So these Mutalists are going to be worth their weight in gold. Now does he have a Templar? Yeah, he does. So he's got 1 Templar, 1 Storm. But that's not going to be enough to hold on to this many Hydralists. Just look how many units are going to be flooding across. Thank you very much for the cheer, Marky Mark. It does mean a lot. And here we go. iMbA's still trying to hold on. He does have another High Templar, but I mean, just look at the amount of units for Babo. He is streaming units from all of his bases right now, and I think this is going to be a push that could end the game. And Babo just doing such a good job. A really nice storm, though.
I like your style, friend.
Thank you for the sub, Platinum Ruler. Does mean a lot, but here we go. I don't think iMba's going to be able to hold on to this game. I mean, he's doing his best. He lost his main base earlier on. He's losing Templar left and right to the Mulisks. And GG! Babo is going to keep the hope alive for SouL in this series. Now, unfortunately, there is a little bit of a regretful thing that did happen. The fourth game, was it the fourth game? It was either the fourth game or the third game. I think it was the fourth. It was the game on Sinchapungryung. No, we saw that. It was on the second. No, it was the third game. It was Judgment Day that wasn't played. So there was a walkover in this series, but how did it affect the score? That's going to be the important question, because if SouL got the walkover, they will take it to the ace match, and we're going to be casting a little bit longer. But if they didn't, then unfortunately, that means it'll be the end of the stream for today. But let's actually have a look. I'm actually just going to double check my sources, but that was a really nice game by Babo there. Let me just quickly set up the overlay for the third game just so I can report it as well. Let me just quickly start up some music as well, just so I'm not talking over nothing. But yeah, I mean, we've had some really, really cool series so far today. The third game would have been between Richley and... who was the other player? It's really hard to remember all these player names. It's been like 30 players a week, I think I've had to remember. Richley versus Favorite. Now, unfortunately, that was, as I just said, a walkover, and it did go in favor of iRk. Richley did not show, so that does mean iRk have done it. They have beaten SouL, the first team to do so in the STPL, and that is going to make the table incredibly interesting here. Now, let me just bring up the results screen. Let's just confirm that and give the VOD people something to know what happened beforehand. Let's move on over to the overlay. As you can see, we've got iRk versus SouL. Cubic won the first game against Danny. Argneon beat Ultra. iMbA lost to Babo, and Favorite beat Richley with a walkover. So iRk will take that series 3-1. Now let me just quickly bring up the camera. I just want to see if I can bring up the table and get it to update, because I'm hoping I can, because I really want to show that off beforehand. No, I'm gonna have to reopen my overlay, but that's fine. You know what? I didn't click save. That's a pain. I'm going to have to manually add the win. But you know what? That's not too bad. Let me just quickly load the overlay again. I'll show off the table because that's the most important thing here. iRk, I'd just like to point out, they were in the strongest group. Group B is 100% the strongest group in round 1. And they have taken out both of the top teams. They definitely deserve to be up there in the upper echelon of Group B. They've done a really, really good job. Now, I've got the table up here. It's been updated. It's not got the win, so I just need to quickly manually add that. So just 1 second. This is such a weird thing to happen. Okay, so iRk got the win there. Oh my god, nearly pressed the wrong button. And SouL did get their first loss, so let's see how that actually impacts the table. How it impacts what's going to happen in the playoffs, because the playoffs are next, guys. Let's actually bring up the table here. There we go. So, for the time being, this is what the stats of the STPL looks like. As you can see, SouL still at the top of Group B. They have done an incredible job, 16 for 4, but very, very close behind them. In second at the moment, it is going to be iRk, 4 for 1 as well. 14 for 6, so +6 or +8 for them, +12 for SouL, and White still with their third game to play, 3 for 1 as well, and they're on 11 for 5. So the competition is so close. It could all come down to White versus SouL next week, and iRk's next game, which I cannot remember what it is, but this is going to be an insane, insane series. Now, I'm not going to bleat on too much. Just going to say my thank yous, and then we can end for the evening. So, once again, thank you very much for everybody who has tuned in. It's been a lot of fun to cast this once again. I had a bit of a break. I had a 4-day break rather than a 2. And you know what? It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed Red vs. Psy and iRk vs. SouL. I will be back on Friday with 3 series. It's going to be White vs. FBW, DM vs. Net Wars, and Team Liquid, I want to say. No, Team Liquid didn't get played, I don't think. Let me just double check. I don't want to give the wrong info. But yeah, thank you once again for tuning in. Thank you to anyone who subbed. Thank you to anyone who followed. If you do want to donate to the prize pool, you can do so on Matcherino. I'll actually check the prize pool for that as well. But yeah, it's going to be Rev versus Naz, White versus FBW, and DM versus Net Wars. That's going to be on Friday. And let me just quickly check the prize pool at the moment. There's been a lot of really generous donations, so huge thank you to you guys. The prize pool is currently sat at $914. Now that's going to be distributed at the end of the tournament, so we've still got 3 more rounds, 4 sets of playoffs to go, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you once again for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing. Thank you for helping organize things as well. And I will see you all on Friday for some more STPL action. See you then.